then of course, the ones that not as many people know about because it was a little more weak. Sony went to Sega before they started making their own PlayStation. They went to Sega to get their support. Sega America was on board. And of course, Sega Japan was like, they can't make hardware, they can't even make software. And then, well, you know how it is today. Sony's going out. Sega died long ago. Well, consoles died long ago. That was definitely.
What was Sony making before the PlayStation? I just don't remember.
Well, I think
that's right. They did
also like some other stuff. They had but they, you know, they made that sound kind of shifting.
That's right. They did a lot of speakers.
Yeah, and like they did the same for the Super Nintendo. So they had experience with them. But I like how the PlayStation was basically it came out of like Anchor or Nintendo.
I still don't know why they didn't put a floating point calculator in the PS1 because, like, you need floating point calculations for 3D games. There's a lot of, like, geometry and, you know, even calculus that goes into 3D games. So something like a floating... I know. Floating point calculators are incredibly important.
Well, maybe they didn't think of it at the time.
What's fascinating about floating point calculators is that they, you know, floating point is decimals, and in most languages you got two main types of like floating point numbers. You got like 32-bit and 64-bit. Basically, a floating point, you got doubles. Doubles have like precision up to a certain decimal point.
Yeah.
Floating points don't have as much precision. So they eventually some of the calculations can get wonky after so many places after the decimal point.
Yeah.
But the reason that's okay is because in order to calculate these kinds of graphics quickly, you kind of have to have something that's not as precise and doesn't take up too much space.
Oh yeah.
So that's why it's just regular like floating instead of like double precision type stuff. And I go more into it, but it required knowledge of programming.
I mean, you lost me at floating.
Well, floating. Just think of floating point as decimals.
So. Alright, back to Crash Bandicoot.
Give me back my foreskin.
What about how that's the only point right here? Where you, I mean, at this moment, it was just to do that.
Dang it. Dang it, I was hoping like sneak around the corner and
I figured he was gonna do that. He was gonna like. If you get mad at a company for affecting your thing, you can always turn into your own. No, I know that something has money to be able to make that thing and like make their own thing. And Nintendo was like, well, we're skipping 32-bit, we're going straight to 64-bit.
Never mind that we use cartridges instead of discs.
Yeah, and they were trying to use they were so like bent on using cartridges instead. And
honestly, if they had done discs instead of cartridges,
yeah,
I think they would have given Sony a much harder time.
Yeah, because like it was easier to make games on the and less expensive to make games on the PlayStation. So like, I think it was like, so what was it? N64 cartridges could only take so much, and then the PlayStation disc could take in like 600 something or around 600 megabytes or more. I can't remember.
I think a N64 game can be up to 64 megabytes or something like that. But like, you know, a PS1 game can be up to 600 megs.
Yeah.
Which is funny that you still ended up needing... Frick. It's funny that you still ended up needing multi-disc games.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't Legend of Dragoon also 4 discs?
I can't remember.
I mean, I know that Final Fantasies 8 and 9 were.
What about how the original Gran Turismo came with like a double disc case, but it didn't, or it came like big like one of those, but it still only had 1 disc.
I think Gran Turismo 2 had 2 discs.
Well, yeah, Gran Turismo 2 did, but like Gran Turismo 1 had 1 disc, but it came in like a case that where you typically put 2 or more discs in.
Oh, that's satisfying.
Oh.
Have fun going for a ride on your own.
I think like it's like typically when you have N64 games, there were games that showed it could be pretty powerful. But then there were also like there were certain things about it, like graphics were typically in some ways.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it had an actual floating point calculator on it.
Well, anyway, but the PS1, I mean, it had better audio and it had better, it had a better controller, aka it had an actual controller, and
they were smart to make it a CD player too.
Yeah, that was the other thing is that with PlayStation up until I think the PS4 was like the first one to not actually have something brand new to, you know. Okay, so you have like PlayStation, like PS1 can play CDs, PS2 can play CDs and DVDs, which that made it huge because it was like the cheapest DVD player at the time. PS3 was the first one available at Blu-rays, which it wasn't as big as getting DVDs, but it was still, you know, a cheaper Blu-ray player. PS4, well, there wasn't really, other than 4K player, but like, the PS4 didn't have that.
PS5 can do
PS5 can do 4K, and so can Xbox Series X. But
can I get an Xbox X Series for my grandson? I'm half raising him because I did a terrible job raising my kids, but I'll raise him better than I did my kids. Man, this is hilarious. Right, so can I get the Xbox X Series? I know you got some in the back. Don't you tell me you can't sell me one. I demand you sell me one for as much as a Junior Baconator. The selecting on house, it's like, they get pregnant like a different way, like on the toilet seat. Oh, it's good, but they're not getting guide from the toilet seat. It's like a house.
oh yeah. You know that guy was, I think I mentioned that before, that guy was the voice of one of the main characters in Wolfenstein 3.
Like Hugh Laurie or
Yeah, that played House, yes.
I think he should play one of the Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
Be better than, you know, well, I mean, actually, Shooty Gat was a fine actor, but like, A, we don't want the gay Doctor Who, and B, it's the show is just so low down.
Yeah, it went downhill, and again, it's in Europe, so...
It started going downhill towards the end of David Tennant, his anti-gun rants and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It was the only part about the Doctor's daughter episode I didn't care for. I mean, I was like, yeah, most of it. Worked in office. She's pretty attractive, and she's charming.
And then David's in it, Doctor and English anyway at one point. Not to kill someone, but
Right.
yeah.
A little bit. And, you know, and Martha was in it. Donna was in it.
Yeah.
I like the fish dudes.
Yeah, you don't go that way.
Well, apparently I do right now. Oh my gosh, this thing is stuck. Okay.
You go through that glass that was there. No, not glass. See that glass?
I like this car.
I have this one. Then you had
This car is booming.
Didn't was it the Matt Smith Some like really weird stories, like even for Doctor Who standards.
I only watched a few of them. I kind of got bored a couple episodes in.
I still have it on DVD.
I have it on Blu-ray. He is very, very vocal.
I know, he's...
Because you see him walking around.
And then Eunice just, well, this where we fight Iroh.
This will probably be my last mission for the night. I gotta go back home and,
I found some new friends to help me conquer this puny little planet.
You're talking to the Darkmakers.
It seems my digital self can communicate with these poor, tortured minds quite well. Oh, they're just like you and me, Jack. Well, needless.
Who built him?
Someone to call a friend. Destruction of all light ego. They volunteered to help me put this puny planet out of its misery.
You're in for a big surprise. The Darkmakers don't play nicely with others. Just ask the Metalheads.
I've been given the opportunity to wield a power even the precursors could not control. Don't fret. You won't live to see what I turn this little world into. Maybe a rock, or a floating puddle of slag, or nothing at all. Complete oblivion. So hard to choose.
I won't let you do this.
Playing the game now. So you know, Jack and Daxter, the Lost Frontier, didn't have a bad idea. It was an interesting concept of like trying to find ways to get in the world not smart as they're running out.
Well, that just sounds like an environmentalist movie.
I don't know. Well, when you say it that way, yeah, but I mean, there was something about it. There's like Sky Pirates and all that, but like, the execution, apparently it was originally developed by Naughty Dog. I think it was simultaneously along with like Uncharted or something. But like, I can't remember when it was they decided not to do it. Well, obviously the game ended up coming out in 2009 by a different developer. But it was an interesting concept. Again, it wasn't executed. It wasn't bad, it was just, you know. Kind of. What I didn't like was how this kind of began. Like, the way it began, it felt like there was meant to be a scene before it, and it just didn't play. I know there's games that start out where it's like, well, that was close, you know, or they were scared or something. I get that there's a lot of stories that begin that way, but just the way it was executed in the game, it just didn't feel right. It felt like there was... I remember the demo starting that way, and I'm thinking, I need to play the full game to see what it's like, and nope, that's just how it starts.
I think Uncharted 2 had a really good intro.
Oh, I know, where it's like midway through.
Yeah, but like that level, it starts you like out on the train, like barely hanging on the car in front of it on the edge of a snowy cliff on a mountain. So like it's just okay, you've got my attention.
Okay. I've been seeing, I followed this person on Instagram, I wish I remember the name, where like they're making a bunch of edits of Joe, and like where Joe will say something, let's just be like, they made it to where Joe is probably an AI, if we're saying something about Sonic, and then all of a sudden they have like this modded Sonic game with Joe in it, and where Joe was the main character you use, and then they just in the background, whenever they play a song, it'll have Joe singing the song, like
rolling around at the speed of
basically.
sound, like that.
Yeah, the first one I heard was when he was singing "I Am All of Me." So, oh yeah, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was so ridiculous.
I'm all of I am. He's just an olive. Can I help you, small cat? I don't remember.
Not this time.
I mean, Jungle Book was fine, to be honest. It's Caw. Caw!
Oh, that's right.
Can I help you?
He used the shadow word here.
Damn, he got away.
See you later,
Shadow word.
Mechanator. Jack, the sky is falling.
Let me see what missions are left. I might do one more.
I'm not doing.
We took it to that
at
robot
this.
goon and kicked his nuts and bolts.
Errol got away, but we shut down his robot factory.
That's good, but it is troubling to see what Errol is doing. I fear he
Mainly,
may be
Jack,
trying
because
to
Errol is
awaken
gay.
that terrible
What?
dark ship before we can destroy it.
Also,
Onan
Kira
says
has a
the
crush on
precursors
him.
and dark makers have fought over worlds for as long as time has turned. It would not
barely
be the
into
first
metal.
time a planet was lost to those monsters. Well, it's
None
not
of
going
us
to
come
be this
taking the
planet.
back seat
We've
in
lasted
this
this
story.
long. We've just got to find
Yeah,
a
for
way
the
to
most
destroy
part.
that thing. The truth lies at the
She
bottom
just
of the
casually
catacombs.
hands him.
That's
yeah.
where we need to go.
Just casually hands him the mass inverter, which is one of my favorite weapons in this game. Yes, I have exactly 30. But let me. Okay, yes. I'll have to. Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, I guess.
I can do one more. I can say.
Well, liar.
I have to walk out and show what the mass inverter does.
Jack, please help us. Errol is attacking the monk temple. He wants the secrets we have kept concerning the Dark Makers. Please hurry. If we learn Phase 6, it could undo this world.
Okay, I'll show what the mass inverter does.
I think I could be wrong, but I think Kira's mom also possibly seen.
That voice is better.
Which apparently, whenever the character was being made, like in concept art and stuff, it was originally a male.
Torn and seam shippers.
Torn and seen original male version.
No. You know, like when you got cringy shipping, you've also got like a name that puts the two together.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so you get team
You do team.
or Sorn.
Yeah.
It's probably Sorn.
Sorn and
This is what's Jack and Kira? Jakira or
Jack.
well, actually probably Jakira.
Jakira. Will it look black now?
Yeah. Let's see. And what is he? Daxter and Ashlyn. Dashlyn.
Ashlyn, why Ashlyn?
I don't know.
Tess.
No, Ashlyn. Maybe we're shipping. We're not talking about real relationships
know.
that are established.
But my autism won't allow that.
It will. Just don't look at their faces. You won't understand them. Let's see. Who else do we have? Let me think here.
Bigger and
Samos.
Samos. So it would be
Seeger or Vamos.
Vape. For some reason.
Let's see. Vin and Sig.
Vin and Sig.
Vig
and
or
Sig.
Sig.
This whole thing is a sin.
I know.
You ever watch a movie based on? I mean, like, okay, not on like books or anything like that, but like based on like games or something. You ever watch movies without knowing much about it or without having played any games? Like it's based
Did I
on?
show you how much Walker ripped at my hands yesterday because he doesn't want to be carried?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I tried to carry. I relocated his litter box.
Yeah. Try carrying in there.
Yeah, and he was not having it. Oh my gosh.
Is it like,
No, he was really chill. He just squirmed and yeah.
scratch?
He squirmed, scratch, and stuff like that.
You gotta use the thing.
I know, but I want to show what the mass inverter does.
Well, you know what? Fine.
It's one of my favorite weapons.
Oh, I know. That was one reason I love this game, was to mess around with. Like, once you beat everything, that you just mess around
Especially
in
after
the
you
game.
get unlimited ammo and unlimited light jack.
This was like our Grand Theft Auto at the time.
Alright, so it just pisses people up.
You can like hit people, you can like hit
Yeah, you can hit people.
It destroys objects that are destroyable. I love that.
I am a god. You know what? You don't like me? Oops, wrong button. Dadgummit, I'm 2 staff left. So.
Yeah, damn it.
There you go. Ah!
Just becomes ammo.
And then just...
See, what this is...
It's just so funny looking.
What this is that whenever...
It's just, there she goes.
Whenever she became... Whenever that one became ammo... See, that was actually Nasty Dork turning ammo into warriors for his comments.
Oh, okay, so it's nothing up their skirt. I didn't even try to look up their skirt. That just happened.
Yeah.
It just turns into ammo. Like,
Yeah.
do the rats just die automatically?
I think they just they just kind of
Yeah, because I think it does 1 punch's worth of damage. So you just. Thing's ugly. You didn't like me doing that? Well, here, I'll do it again. It's just so goofy how they came up with this
I
crap.
don't know, you can do more than one at a time.
I know. Oh.
Oh.
Here, wait. Here. We just.
Oh yeah. Because they'll do that. Like, whoa.
Okay, so if you hit people into each other, it causes it to. Do I hit lizards too? What?